Good evening, and welcome to Riderpiece Theater. Me, Alistair Deha. Tonight, me proud to present Kamen Rider Geats, episode 21, the continuation of the fruit bombs. Yes. So in this episode, a lot of shocking twists, a lot of jacket grabbing, to a certain rider getting their buckles stolen numerous times, specifically one raccoon, a buffalo who is obsessed of getting his buckle back, a new rider has entered the fray, and a bond of friendship that has been developing for a couple of episodes comes into fruition and unfortunately ended, and the true Desstar has been revealed. And my theories are usually right on the money, believe it or not. And am I considered, well, first of all, I am a Daedric Lord, for one thing. But I have seen Kamen Rider for so many years. It came to a point where it's like you can predict where things are going. At the end of the day, they're just theories. They're just opinions. This is just an opinion show. I want you guys, my audience, my Daedric minions, to just listen to my opinions and just have a discussion. Do you think my theory is right on the money? Or it's not, and you have a different theory? You know, we are Rider fans at the end of the day. At the end of the day. And we all want the franchise to succeed and continue on past our mortal coils, you know. We want it to succeed. You know, but they need to get rid of the predictability stuff, you know. But it's either here or there. However, another great episode from Yuya himself. Was I shocked of who is the Desstar? Not really, because I called it, kind of. But you know, it's better than the alternative. I could tell you that much, because you can tell how much I just don't like a certain fox. I just don't. He just rubs me the wrong way. But you know, if you like Ace, good for you. If you don't like Ace, kudos to you too. We're all welcome here. Anyways, let's get started, shall we, with Riderpiece Theater. So this tale starts off with, again, no Keiwa Chronicles, no Tsumuri Chronicles, but instead we had an interview with Michinaga, of all people. How did the DGP reporters enter the Squidward world, enter the greenhouse of doom, and encounter Michinaga? Of all, I mean, you could have interviewed Azu 2.0. You could have, but Michinaga, and you could already tell from that opening scene, he has no interest in getting interviewed. But he made a few comments, the usual comments, like, I'm not interested in participating in this stupid tournament. I'm here to get what I want. I'm here to get what I need. My desire is to defeat Ace and to crush any rider that gets in my way. That's my ideal world. If you don't like it, you know, suck it. Get off. Get away from me. I'm surprised he didn't even attack the cameraman. It would have been so funny and just like, get out of this warehouse. Out. And then you see, and speaking of Azu 2.0, she's just like watching this, and she's like, damn. I mean, can you imagine letting him loose on the DGP all by himself? She's tempted to do that. But here's the thing though. Azu 2.0, you need to fix his ID core, because every single time he transforms, you see these electric currents, whatever, and it just interferes with his fighting. Like, you need to fix that core, man. That's all I'm gonna say. And speaking of Azu 2.0, you have Michinaga, and she is very impressed by him. You know, she likes him. I think she just likes his attitude. And she calls out what she wants, her objective. Yes, I can offer you, Michinaga, your ideal world if you stick by me. Our goal is to take the goddess of creation from the DGP. Okay, here's theory number 1, guys. Do you think that Ace's mom could be the goddess of creation? It would make a whole lot of sense, and Ace could be a demigod. He could be a half god. It makes perfect sense to his longevity and all that stuff, because I assume my original theory was could he be a Roman? Could he be a Roman from ancient Rome? Because we seen that gold coin of Caesar's head, Caesar's gold coin, assuming that he came from Rome. Do you think there's a possibility he could be, a demigod, that his mom could be the goddess of creation? And I wonder, again, who, in any case, who in the hell is Ace's dad? We keep focusing on Ace's mom, but we don't know anything about Ace's dad. I wonder if Yuya's gonna do something about that, but I doubt it. But it's just, I don't know, it's just, the mom is very important right now to him, and the father, I maybe he passed away, or we don't know anything about Ace's dad. But it's neither here or there. But this is just theory number 1, that Ace could be a demigod. So Azu 2.0 wants to get the goddess of creation, and then next Daichi appears, and he is officially part of the anti-Kamen Rider team. How did Daichi enter the greenhouse of doom in Squidward world? I have no idea. I don't. I assume Azu 2.0 has something to do with it. But for what we know, Daichi is officially joined the dark side. So he's going to be working with Azu 2.0 and Michinaga with his disgust. Because Michinaga is not a team player. He'd rather do things on his own. But then again, look what it got him. It got him killed and sent to the Squidward greenhouse of doom. That's his own fault. So back to the real world. Sae finds her siblings in her restaurant tied up in bomb wire. Instead of a pineapple, we have a melon to find. And she has until sunset in order to defuse it. And it's obvious if she doesn't make it on time. So after the opening credits, you have Sae, and this is funny, guys. So Ace and Keiwa encounter a couple of squids. They're about to transform, and then all of a sudden, Sae, out of nowhere, grabs Keiwa by the jacket, and almost, it looked like she was shaking him, like, Keiwa, give me back the zombie buckle. I want it back right now. And Keiwa's like, okay, you can have it. And Keiwa was like with his hands together. I'm like, Jesus. In this episode, Keiwa has been turned into the comic relief in this episode, because my God, the number of times his buckle got taken by Sae, and after a certain booster buckle got used up, Keiwa got hit by it. He's the comic relief of this episode. Jeez. So they treating Keiwa, my boy, like, oh God, he's gonna turn bad soon. That's one of the reasons. The booster buckle that hit me on the head made me turn to the dark side. So Sahe gets her zombie buckle back, and Ace and Keiwa faces off against the squids. They need to find the melon in order to discover, okay, which wires are we supposed to cut here. And then Ace completes a secret mission. Instead of one box, he gets two. And he takes the box that contains the magnum buckle, and Keiwa gets the casino buckle. And before that, I find it to be very funny too. Ace grabs the second box and just threw it across Keiwa and hits the squid. And Ace said, like, you're not the only one with the secret mission stuff. I can do it too. And then Keiwa's like, you're being so cheeky as usual. So he picks up the casino buckle and they're on their way. All the while, you have Kermit the Frog getting pissed off. Like, Keiwa, why are you letting him get the goodies? What the hell? So you could imagine by the end of this episode, Kermit the Frog is having a field day with this kid. Having a field day. So Kermit the Frog is not happy. So we go to Neon and Sae, and they encounter their own Squidward squad. And then all of a sudden, Sae gets attacked by Michinaga. The only reason she got attacked by him because she has what he wants. He wants the zombie buckle back. He believes that the zombie buckle rightfully belongs to him and to him alone. And unfortunately for Sae, she got her ass kicked, unfortunately. And then, Michi gets his buckle back, his baby back. Michinaga reminds me a whole lot of Kaiba and his blue eyes, because no one is allowed to use his blue eyes except for him. So Michinaga is tapping into Kaiba right now. So he successfully takes the zombie buckle and leaves. All the while you have, Helmer's Mara in his human form and Azu 2.0 just watching on. And then, let's see. Yes. Neon saves Sae from Michinaga's final attack, and she got hurt. And then we move on to the waiting lounge where Sae attends to Neon's wound. They talk for a little bit. Then Ace comes in and asks Neon for a favor. He wants to talk to the DGP producer Niram. The reason for that is because Michinaga is starting to become a problem. And if he constantly interferes like this, the writers cannot do their job. They cannot defeat squids, they cannot defeat the boss, and it will turn the tournament upside down, which, I mean, in a way is kind of a good thing if you want your audience to be happy, right? But Ace turns to Niram, hey, Michinaga is starting to become a problem. Can you deal with it? Pretty much. And all the while Ace and Niram are eating food, they were starting to feel each other, trying to get to know each other. And apparently, Niram is not part of this era. And Niram says to Ace, like, well, I never met anybody who has been a part of so many tournaments for this point in time. Saying that, are you human? Are you immortal? Especially after participating in how many tournaments and constantly winning all the time. What are you exactly? So both of them are telling each other, what the hell are you? Again, going back to my theory with Ace. This is my second theory, because my first theory was, could it be a Roman? from ancient Rome. Now, with the goddess of creation getting involved, and the theory being that Ace's mom could be the goddess of creation, again, see theory number 2. Do you think that Ace could be a demigod? It makes perfect sense, in my view, but I don't know. So right now, they're getting to know each other, and they're pointing out, what the hell are you? Because this, and this, and, they're just feeling each other. That's pretty much what it is. So they're eating Chinese food, and apparently Niram will deal with the Michinaga problem. And speaking of which, Daichi, we have a little bit of a conversation between Michinaga and Daichi, and he has his ideal world and the reasons why he joined the anti-Kamen Rider team. And, well, should I call it anti-Kamen Rider gang? That sounds cooler. And Michinaga obviously is like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a damn about what you want. I only want what I want. Michinaga, you're such... God. I want to hate you, but with remarks like that and his attitude, I'm just like, you can't help but just laugh and just... I prefer you over Ace, I could tell you that much. So we have an hour left, and an hour and 30 minutes left, and Neon spots the food truck, the fruit bombs truck, and it led her and Sae to the campsite. But before they attack, Sae pulls her aside and shows her the Desstar card. So it looks like Sae is telling Neon that, hey, I am the Desstar. Now we move to Sumuri, and she tells the four to defeat the boss, defuse the bombs, in order to win. So again, Ace and Keiwa were about to attack. They were about to transform. And then all of a sudden, Sae, yet again, she ends up taking the casino buckle and reveals herself as the Desstar. And her mission, her new mission now, is to kill Neon and Keiwa, not Ace. She said 2. I assume it's Keiwa and Neon. And then, of course, Michinaga appears. He's trying to interfere. Luckily, Niram, stops him. He finds Michinaga very interesting due to the fact that he died, but he came back, and it looks like he's becoming a Jamoto/human, because you see the mutation slowly occurring, because you can notice by the hand that he's growing plants, and he ends up transforming into the repainted glare. So he is now Kamen Rider Gazer. Now, this is just me. I'm going to the point where I'm so sick and tired of repainted suits. I prefer the purple, red, and black. I mean, the gold, yellow, or gold, and the gold and the white has a nice is a nice touch, and the color scheme makes the suit pop. And if you were to compare Glare and Gazer, it seems that Gazer is more buff than Glare, but I assume it's just the colors that make the suit appear buff and to stand out a little bit more. But if you like the suit, good. If you don't, that's great too. Just for me, I don't like the repainted suits. I'm just so tired of it. But whatever, it's neither here or there. So he becomes Kamen Rider Gazer, and he goes on the attack on Michinaga. And so we have 2 fights going. Fast forward, with the amazing motorcycle battle and all that stuff. Sae, ends up killing the boss. Mind you, she doesn't have a buckle. remember, wait, she does have a buckle. Never mind. So she um got the casino buckle. She used it to get the magnum buckle, and she defeats the boss, and she destroys the melon to discover that she needs to cut the yellow and the blue. And then this is a funny part. So as usual, the magnum or the booster, I can't tell which is which, but once it's used up, you can see the buckle just flying away. So it ends up hitting Keiwa on the head as it tries to escape, which is funny. He gets KO'd while Neon just like holding her guitar, it's just sigh, almost like aww type of thing. And Keiwa, she didn't even notice Keiwa getting hit by that buckle at all. He got knocked out. Man, Keiwa has been turned into the comic relief. Hopefully just for this episode only, but Jesus. So one battle ends. We move back to Michinaga versus Niran, and you can tell Niran is an expert duelist. He beats Michinaga with ease, you can tell, and it looks like by the end of it he was killed. He was killed, supposedly. However, Michinaga's still alive. And Niran's amazement and excitement, he demorphs and just like, you're an interesting character. Like, I could finish you off and keep going, but no, you interest me. I mean, I see something in you. Like, you're like a vital part of my DGP plan, whatever that is. And he ends up leaving while you see Michinaga still in his rider form, just like... And it's funny because as Niran was talking, he's just like with his zombie claw hand was like, bring it on, I can still take more. But he ends up collapsing and demorphs. I mean, that's funny. So he leaves, and then we go back to the waiting lounge where the final four gets to vote on who is the Desstar. And the results were in, and all four of them voted Sayed to be the Desstar. And the reason why there's four, she voted for herself. And Ace was like, why did you vote for yourself? What's going on here? And Sayed, to me, like a boss, doesn't owe anybody an explanation. She just turns around and just walks away. She just walks away, and I like it. I like it. And Neon runs after her. And with the conversation those two girls had, we have the actual truth of why she did what she did. The reason why she voted herself off is because she was trying to protect Neon. Neon is the Desstar. And there's some cutscenes here and there, including the part where Sayed pulled her aside and confronted her about it and showing her the card. And so she did it to protect her, and Neon pretty much said, she asked, like, why did you do it? You could have just ratted me out. She could have. But she said this, Sayed said, she said this: even without my ideal world, the love I have for my family is all I need to help them, whether it's now or in the future. You, Neon, has shown me that. That to me was pretty powerful. That was pretty powerful. And you can tell Neon and Sayed form a bond with each other in a short amount of time. And she was willing to do anything to protect her secret. You know? That's what friends do. They have a sisterhood. And you can tell Neon was like, I can't believe she did that. And you can tell by the end, after she disappeared, it kind of like broke her, because you could see her holding Saya's driver, hugging it and just crying, and just her by herself, and the boys didn't do anything. Either they were eavesdropping or just wanted to leave him alone, but she was crushed. She was crushed. And here's the thing. Even if Saya would have approached the boys and say, hey, I found this in her room. She's the Desstar. What you do with this information is up to you. But I'm just letting you know that Neon could be the Desstar. It could go one or two ways here. Either they don't believe Saya and they will stick to their guns that Saya could be the Desstar due to what happened with the Daichi situation, for one, and still water her off anyway. The second could be the boys can take it under consideration, which places doubt, personal conflict onto Kayla. Ace, he's difficult to read. He may take this information to his advantage. Would he confront Neon or not confront Neon, or just secretly vote Neon for the next one? Yeah, Ace is a mystery. However, Kayla, on the other hand, you could already tell that Neon being the Desstar, like, how would I do this? How would I approach her? How would I do this? Inner conflict will happen. And would he vote her off? That's the thing. I don't think so. Maybe he will, due to the help of Kermit the Frog. But other than that, this would have been a lot of inner conflict within Kayla, especially. Ace, I'm not sure. But yeah, so Neon is the Desstar. Saya protected her, and Saya wished her well and hopes she succeeds. She disappears. We don't know if she's transported back to her siblings at her restaurant, or she got transported to the Greenhouse of Doom. I don't know. But she has retired. And side note, unfortunately, the actress who plays her has received her flowers, so she ain't coming back. I mean, Yuya, why give her flowers so soon? She's a good character. I was starting to like her. Her and Pumpjack, I was starting to like them, and then they just go just like that so quickly. But okay, it is what it is. I'm not the head writer here, but to me, it's a big mistake in my opinion. So the 4 voted Sae off. She's gone. So we are back to our traditional final 3. Keiwa, Neon, and Ace. Neon still being the Desstar. And then after she disappears, Neon is crying. And then later she confronts Chirami, the crazy cuckoo game master. And openly admits that he's the one who planted that card in her room. He's the one who did that crap. And for what purpose, in my opinion? I think to get ratings, audience being like, oh, it is a reality show too. Remember, this is also a reality show. So I'm guessing he did it just to please the audience, the sponsors, whatever. But Neon came mighty close to getting eliminated. Mighty close. But thanks to Sae, and due to the sisterhood, she didn't rat her out. She got very lucky. And Neon is pissed at the Game Master right now. However, when that was settled down and he left, Neon knows that there's no turning back now. Especially when she's in the final 3. So it's up to her to keep that innocent gaze that, she's not the Desstar. It could be Ace or Keiwa, whatever. How she's going to pull it off, I have no idea. Keiwa, sure, but Ace, he's difficult to read, and he maybe he already knows that Neon is the Desstar, and he's just biding his time. So, yeah. So, besides, remember, Keiwa was assumed the Desstar, So I don't know if Ace is still considering K-Wall to be the Death Star. But if not, then his voting will make so much. His voting is so much easier because he will easily vote off Kayla of being the Death Star, and he could easily vote Neon. It's a possibility. Anyways, I think that's it, guys. This is another good episode of Kamen Rider Geats with excellent theories and opinions, the suits, and oh, let me say this. I'm sure you are asking, were you shocked of Neon being the Death Star? No. No, because again, Kamen Rider is infamous due to its predictability. And I knew for the fact that Sae or Daichi will be too easy. It would have been too easy for one of them to be the Death Star, considering the fact that there are new characters in this tournament. The fact that Keiwa, Neon, or Ace would be the Death Star would have been a good twist. And it was... I assumed that Yuya had no choice to pick either among the three. Obviously, he chose Neon to be the Death Star, but, you know, it would have been obvious for the new people, but it would have been a shocking twist to pick one of the three. But what I said in my previous reviews, it would have been very interesting, a shocking twist that Ace could be the Death Star, and the idea of Neon or Keiwa to be in the final two, and Sumuri declaring Ace to be the winner, regardless of either Keiwa or Neon getting the most percentage. Ace automatically wins due to the fact of him being the Death Star. And I assumed that Yuya didn't want to go that route. He didn't want to go that route with him. He'd rather keep it the traditional way and have him win the crowd over and all that stuff. And so the idea of Keiwa or Neon being the Death Star would have been cool, and see how they would do it. But at the end of the day, with me, I wasn't shocked. The only thing that would shock me to the core is Yuya writing Ace is the Death Star. I'll be angry and pissed and shocked, because I'll be like, I can't believe Yuya did it. He did it. He actually pulled it off. That would have been a nice shock for me. But Keiwa or Neon being a Death Star, not so much. Not so much. So I'm sorry, Yuya. I think you dropped the ball on this one, in my opinion. But it is what it is. Gazer, it's just a repainted glare. And it's just, nah. If I were to get a figure art, I'll go with the glare instead of a gazer, because it's the same thing, only with different colors. His pose, his henshin pose, is pretty good. I like it. Michinaga and his obsessiveness towards his beloved zombie buckle. Kaiba, if you have a mini Kaiba here, but he has it and he's not giving it back. Niram, you could have just taken the buckle. You could have just taken it and just leave. But no, due to your curiosity and excitement, it's just like, nah, you can keep it for now. Dude. Okay, alright. And Sae leaving, it's disappointing. I started to like her. And just seeing that friendship between her and Neon is quite beautiful, that sisterhood. It's something that maybe down the line, after everything is done, maybe Ace and Keiwa and Neon, since they've been through so much together, being in the final three for so many times, could form something. But I doubt it, at least for right now. And the idea of Niram and Ace being like they're not who they are, and and that sort of thing. So yeah, another great episode. Also with Daichi returning, which I don't really care. And theory number 3. I almost forgot before I end this. Theory number 3. With Azu 2.0 forming her team of evil, do you think there's a strong possibility that Monokuma can make a return? It makes perfect sense for him to return. Mind you, the actor did not get his flowers. He did not get his flowers. So there's a strong possibility somewhere down the line that he could return. However, he is such a wild card, and he's such a wild card, and he will backstab Michinaga or Daichi in order to get what he wants. So he's such a wild card. However, he's going to be a potent threat towards the final 3 in the DGP. So Monokuma coming back, I wouldn't get past Yuya to do so, especially when the actor didn't get his thank you flowers. So there's a possibility of him coming back. So what do you think? Do you want Monokuma back in Team Anti-Kamen Rider Gang? We'll see. Anyways, thank you so much for listening, guys. Did you like episode 21? Did you dislike it? Tell me everything. Do you like the reprinted rider suit? Or tell me what you like and tell me what you dislike. If you were the head writer, if you had the power to fix the episode, turn it around to your own image, what would you do? What would you change? Tell me, let me know. Give a like if you like it, and please subscribe. And for those who give me a dislike and listen to me towards the very end, kudos to you. Thank you so much. And I'll see you all on the other side of Oblivion. Thank you, Sae. Thank you so much. I'm gonna miss you. And yeah, I'm gonna miss you and your friendship with Neon. You have your reasons, but you stuck with friendship and love, and you're back home with your brothers and sisters and taking care of the restaurant. So see you around, guys. And yeah, see you all next week. Johnny!